Warning, major repair work ahead. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew. On the bench today is a pair of 1:64 scale Matchbox Superfast Lamborghinis. I've got a Marzal here to start out with. You can see it's not brand new, it's been play-worn. Some toning on the bottom of the metal chassis. It's got an interesting Gandini design, doesn't it? Yellow glass with some scuff marks on it. And then there's this Miura, which I got in a mail call from friend of the channel, Joe M. Thanks again, Joe. I think. This one's rough in every sense of the definition. The passenger side A-pillar is missing. The driver's side A-pillar is broken at the top, and the body is also separated under the driver's door. But it's all fixable. The last couple of weeks of restorations on my channel have taken me back to my hobby roots, only a short 4.5 years ago, where I worked almost exclusively with trashed cars that needed major repair work. I enjoy doing these. This pair of dueling bulls will both get total makeovers with new paint, new windshields, and new Samed wheels to get them back on the road. The Marzal is actually not in terrible condition. It's a 4-seater, interesting for a Lamborghini. There's a decent steering wheel in there, thank you Matchbox. But it's an orange car with yellow glass, no thank you. It's a little bit rough. I'll try to save that if I can. There's nothing irreparably bad on the body. Okay, can work with that one. I drill out the post in the usual fashion. There's only one in the front. It's a regular size 256 screw. I use a Phillips head, self-tapping screw. But the Miura, which you see here, has very tiny posts in the back, almost like a Hot Wheels Redline. Identical pair of wheels, which I'm not going to reuse. Also a metal base with lots of toning, and both cars have a similar suspension clip in them. The Miura's 2-seat sport interior just needs a good cleaning, and I'll respray that. The glass pops out, and it was not a concealed secret. There's a split in there. Sometimes you can buff those down and put some Pledge Revive on it to almost camouflage them. I'll try. Unlike the Marzal, this has opening doors, and now you can see the damage up close. It's obviously been stepped on, so there's the missing A-pillar. On the other side, there's 2 cracks where it's become separated. I'll use the smallest screws that I've got. If you recognize the Miura, it might be from this opening scene of the 1969 film, The Italian Job, that has a cringeworthy ending for any Lambo lover. that one ends up being in the same condition as the one I'm starting with. Coming soon on an MLC Saturday upload is the September 4 Horsemen theme of tow trucks. I'm doing a Dibs Invitational for a Rat Rod theme with a Cobra Jet. My wife Petra is making her annual appearance in the Painted Pink Invitational, and I'm taking on Ken Block's Huna Truck. I thank you for watching today, and if this is your kind of thing, I'd appreciate a thumbs up for this video, and why not hit the subscribe button? It doesn't cost you a thing. I won't show you all the work that I do on each car, but both of them, of course, after paint stripping, need some bare metal detail to remove any of the residual paint. I do that with a Dremel tool wire attachment and then this brass brush and some 4/0 steel wool. If the car's in decent shape, it comes out looking like this. If it's not in decent shape, it takes a whole lot of extra TLC. First of all, I use a combination of superglue and baking soda to fix both of the cracks on the driver's side. To replace a missing A-pillar on a 1:64 scale car, I take a heavy paper clip, cut it down to the right size, and again, super glue, fit it in. I actually cut it on an angle. Once I'm happy with the look, baking soda on the outside and the inside too, for a cement-like bond on the joints. This technique fills in both of the gaps, but you're left with a couple of big lumps. It instantly dries, and I can immediately start to do some work on it with a fine-tooth file. With some regular checking, I make sure I've got the curves just right and the angles are good. When that's all primed and painted, you're not going to be able to remember what side that repair was done on. Today's community shoutout goes to the Gargoyles Den Diecast. Gargoyle's been participating in our 4 Horsemen builds, and so I've left a link in the description with his YouTube channel address. I'd like you to check it out. There's a look at the Marzal's gull wing doors. Pretty cool. Both of the Lambos get a careful degreasing. Don't skip this step. The Marzal gets a nice upgrade from orange to a high gloss Vallejo black. I decided to maintain the original metallic gold for the Miura. It's just well cleaned up and looks so much better now. The Lamborghini Marzal is a concept car first presented at the 1967 Geneva Motor Show. It was designed by Marcello Gandini of Bertone. It was never developed as a production car and remained a very special one-of. It appeared in action at a public event for the first time at the 1967 Monaco Grand Prix when Prince Rainier III, accompanied by his wife Princess Grace, drove the car on his traditional parade lap before the start of the race. The Marzal sold at a Sotheby auction in May 2011 for a little over 1.5 million euros, including the buyer's premium. I went to work on that yellow windshield, cleaned it up as best I could, as I did with the clear glass for the Miura, but I wasn't satisfied with either one of those. One was still yellow, the other still had an obvious crack in it. So next, I resorted to vacuum forming new windshields for both cars, and they came out much nicer, no tinted color, no more cracks, much more to my liking. The original glass from both cars is the buck, or the form. Clear plastic is vacuumed over top of that, takes a little bit of trimming, and you can see for yourself how much nicer is that than yellow. Even with the louvered back windows. The metal chassis on both the Marzal and the Miura were in similar condition, which was not very great. First, a going over with an abrasive brush attachment, and then a full flitz polishing treatment on both. It doesn't take very long, and it's well worth your time if you're doing a careful restoration. They're looking brand new, and a whole lot nicer than my fingers. Along with the chassis refurbishings, the Marzal gets a new set of silver rim Samad wheels, which will look great with the black. And the gold Miura gets gold rims, which will be a very nice combo. I invite you to visit www.samadwheels.com. They're a sponsor of my channel. If you use the promo code MAPLELEAF when you check out with your next order, they'll throw in some extra freebies for you. Lamborghini produced the Miura between 1966 and 1973. It was the first supercar with a rear mid-engine two-seat layout, which has since become the standard for high-performance sports and supercars. When released, it was the fastest production road car. Bertoni was placed in charge of styling the prototype, which was finished just days before its debut at the 1966 Geneva Motor Show. None of the engineers had found time to check if the engine fitted inside its compartment, but committed to showing the car, they decided to fill the engine bay with ballast and keep the hood locked throughout the show. Lamborghini's flagship, the Miura, received periodic updates and remained in production until 1973. A year later, the Countach entered the company's lineup and stole the spotlight away. The final touches on the Miura included scraping down the paint to the bare metal over the headlights, taillight, license plate, and door handles, adding some panel liner on those highlights, finally painting the door cards to match the resprayed interior. Everything's been clear-coated and left to cure overnight. I'll show you the reassembly of the Marzal with its vacuum-formed windshield, resprayed interior. It fits perfectly inside, no glue or screws required. It's going to be pressure fit with this interior holding it in place. The chassis fits into a slot at the back. One single screw in the front. Finito. Let's have a closer look. I really like the black with the tan interior look and the new Samad wheels. That's a classy looking Marzal. The original was done in silver, but I pretty much get to do what I want around here, and black has always been my favorite car color. Alright, and the Miura, as beat up as it was in the beginning, looks like it just rolled off the production line in Italy. Still got opening doors, refurbished chassis, vacuum-formed windshield, also with louvered glass in the back, and a sharp-looking set of Samad wheels. That pair of bulls look like they both lost the fight. But now they get a second chance. The black Marzal will get packaged up and go to my local Goodwill store, where it will be given away for free. But the Miura will not, because I had to do those repairs, and if a child was playing with that, they could come apart again, if they're as rough as I was when I was a little boy. I'm always happy to read your respectful comments. Thank you for helping me keep this a family-friendly channel. I appreciate you taking the time today to watch this Italian job special. I hope you'll come back soon, and often. It's coffee time.